What is going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to cover the 6 ways you can increase the quality of your leads on your calls and make more money, right? The better the leads, the more money you'll make. But there is a caveat to it. There is a balance in this equation that I want to share with you. And let's jump in. But before we do, I would like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Antonio Montero, and in the past 2 years, we're able to scale an inside sales team from 0 to 100 million. And I attribute a lot of my success, obviously, to the all the people that work with me. I haven't done this all by myself, but to the Scalable Selling System, which is this is structure here of lead generation, mid funnel optimization, and delivery, and all these factors that play a role on generating more sales. And just some results over here. This is how much we're doing on a monthly basis. This is how many people we have on the phones. This is like our quiz conversion rate. So just to show you that I've been doing this for a while as well, running ads for one of our clients with almost 10x ROAS. And the core concept that I have is that most businesses, they can't scale not because they are not using AI or any other fancy technology that it's currently being promoted or advertising. It's because they lack a combination of factors, right? It's in my experience and the results I've generated, the key components that allowed us to grow was automation and technology, competent people, and smart processes. That's what you want to improve in your company, and what you want to reduce is lack of systems, lack of noise, and manual and slow data. The more you reduce these, the more you increase the ones on top, the more growth they'll have. But there's another caveat. Your growth, it's attached to the total addressable market, right? You can be doubling your business every single year, but if your market is shrinking 60%, 50% every single year, guess what? You're just staying afloat, or you're even making less money. So the total addressable market, the size of your market, and what market you're in, it's also going to determine how much you can grow. So that's the actual growth potential. So with that being said, I want to share with you the 6 ways to generate higher quality leads on your funnel. These are the gold bars that we're going to be revealing. I hope you guys are super, super stoked. And the number one way is increasing the number of steps to get on a call. So what a lot of people say and justify and think it's the best is just sending people straight to the calendar. Guess what? You're going to get more calls, but everybody's going to book a call, right? So your calendar is going to be stacked, but sometimes it's not going to be the best quality leads. And I bet with you that 99% of people, they're just saying like, oh, you don't need an opt-in gate. You don't need a form. Just send them to the calendar. That's the best way. They haven't really done any sort of like split URL test to get statistically significant results and measure the steps of the funnel between, let's say, opt-in form and bookings, or form and bookings versus just bookings, and analyze which of those produce the highest number of conversions on the cash collected side with statistically significant results. I bet almost nobody did that. And that is one of the reasons why you have to test things before you believe on them. Everything that I'm saying, you got to test yourself as well before you actually can attest that this works. But obviously, if you increase the number of steps, right, what you're doing is you're filtering out the people that are interested and the people that are committed, right? The person that is literally like they need to solve that problem, they would be willing to record a video, to bring their mom to the call, bring their wife, bring their whole family to the Zoom call, because if the pain is big enough, they're going to do whatever it takes to get rid of that pain, right? So I hope you're not requiring people to show up with their moms, but it's an extra step that can get you more qualified leads, or not. So the second thing is modifying your targeting, right? The main problem that I see is that sometimes the media buyers, they don't know shit about sales, and the salespeople only care about like their close rate, right? But they kind of need to talk. They kind of need to be friends, the marketing people and the sales team, because if you imagine the marketing person, what that person is, let's say, being measured on is the total number of, let's say, book calls, form submissions, followers, subscribers at the cheapest price, right? They want to try to get the highest converting asset in their campaigns, right? If this specific campaign is generating book calls at like $10, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we need to scale this because this is an absolute winner. However, if you're bringing in a lot of $10 calls, but the actual cost per sale on that funnel it's super high, what this shows me is that those $10 leads, they may not be the most qualified buyers. And what happened is if this is happening in the marketing, they're generating a ton of bookings, but the conversions are not happening. The let's say the CEO, the founder, they're gonna look at the sales team and just think like they're not performing. If it's not a smart founder, they're gonna look at the sales team and just say they are not performing. These salespeople suck. We gotta get rid of them. They can close shit. But here's the thing: marketing, it's not maybe bringing the best quality leads, right? And now let's flip it. Let's say marketing is overly qualifying the leads. You have a ton of steps and you're getting not that many calls, but your sales reps, they're closing at 40, 50% close rate. And they're like, oh my gosh, I just need more people. I'm going to hit my goal. Just bring me more calls. The calendars look light. More calls, more calls, more calls. Marketing sucks. They can't do anything. And then the founder, the CEO is going to be, what is going on with our marketing? Why can't bring any leads? Our ads suck. You can't run ads. So there's always this balance. So what you want to do is you want to actually measure based on something that everybody agreed on. Everybody want to sell people at the lowest cost of conversion possible, right? So instead of measuring the cost per book call, start measuring the cost per sale. Identify which targeting, which ad campaigns is actually bringing the lowest cost per sale instead of like lowest cost per lead or lowest cost per book call. There is a place for optimizing for each of those, right? So with that being said, you can target your audience based on household income and the interests that you want to target, or you want to pull the highest household zip codes in the US, Australia, UK, whatever you sell from, and put it as like a location targeting. And obviously, you're going to get people with more money, but they're also going to be more expensive. And just like you, there are people advertising to these specific audience, which is a smaller size audience. So the price to get in front of them for a click, for a booked call, it's gonna be more expensive. But if the cost per sale it's lower than the super broad leads, it may make sense for you. So it's worth testing. The third gold bar is qualify harder on the form. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can qualify for amount they can invest, if they are a decision maker, why they need this, by when they need it solved, how big is their pain point, how long have they been thinking about solving that specific problem. You can, ask as many questions as you want, and you're gonna get more qualified people because if they're taking time to submit a longer form, it means that they are showing more intent to solve that problem, right? And if you're qualifying financially, you're qualifying based on urgency, importance, decision making ability. You're going to be able to give to your closers and your setters, in case this person don't book a call, leads that are very likely to convert, but your conversion rate is going to be lower. So it's always important to balance these things out, right? The fourth gold bar, it's setting the right expectations in the funnel. If you're selling a Lamborghini, your page can't look like a Toyota. And if you're selling a Toyota and you're advertised like it is a Lamborghini, maybe that works. I don't know. You got to test. But the thing is, You want to make sure you're setting the right expectations on the funnel so that you're not kind of tricking people into getting on a call, because that could work to some extent. But if the call itself doesn't really fulfill the promise that it was made on the funnel, and it doesn't really call out the exact customer that you want to acquire, it's very unlikely that it's going to bring in the most quality leads. So, if you set the expectations right on the funnel, you modify your headlines, you maybe add some bullet points, you add some images, you add specific freebies, and you split URL tests. You got to test everything that I'm saying here. You will be able to figure it out what factors influence on their conversion, and if these leads that are converting, maybe submitting a form or booking a call, they are translating into sales. The fifth thing is provide value first, right? People these days, they don't trust as much influencers as they used before. But don't get me wrong, they always go from, they're always like a people. The people are driven by people, right? They're not going to be driven by brands. But depending on the industry, the niche that you're in, there were a lot of gurus, a lot of scammers that have already promoted something that it was just complete bullshit. So some industries, some people, they are a little less trustworthy on specific influencers, specific promotions. So you want to make sure that you have short form content, long form content, blog articles, because it's not as linear as it used to be, where someone sees a cold ad, submits a form, schedules a call, and buy a 5K product. People, first of all, they don't have as much money as during the pandemic, when they were just making mailbox money, right? Not doing anything, sitting on their phones all day. And second of all, is that throughout this past few years, a lot more people were having like book a call funnels inside sales teams to sell higher price items. So people are kind of trained to identify that, and they also expect this to happen, but they're a little bit less trustworthy. Some people, they already go on a call knowing that you're legit because of the content that you have produced, because of the information that you have shared. So always providing the value first, it's a great solution, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a strategy that you can simply implement today and you're going to see the results. It's a long-term play, and all the others you can actually just test almost instantly. And the sixth way is to try to sell them something more affordable first. For example, I'm married, and the first time I went out on a date with my wife, I didn't ask to marry her there. If I did, she would probably not have married me then. We were just going out, right? Like, we were going out on a date, we were getting to know each other, we were building trust. So imagine this is like the lead magnet, right? The date, it's the lead magnet. And then we went out a few more times, and then we, kissed, we started dating, and it was my girlfriend and all that. So low ticket, right? Low barrier of entry, going out on a date, here and there, and like getting to know people a little bit more. It's kind of low barrier, right? Now, when we got engaged, think about it as like the mid ticket, right? We got engaged, there's engagement ring, we're planning our wedding. So there's more commitment, right? There's more trust. The value is, it's higher. And then when we got married, think about like that's your 30K mastermind. That's your rev share. That's your like your most high priced exclusive program, right? How long did that take? For some years, for some months, right? But you also want to make sure that you know this. It's the same way with your customers. Selling low ticket could be a great way to send them into a higher price item, if especially if the low ticket value is good, and also if your funnel is set to, let's say you sold a low ticket, they can already book a call with your team. Some people may ascend straight up, because there's also something about people where once they buy something, they are more primed to continue buying, especially if they bought from you, they can buy more things from you if they like what they see, and they're just in buying mode. So selling low ticket, they're just bringing their credit cards. They've already warmed up their hands. They could be ready for a higher price item. And if they're already a low ticket buyer from your offer, they are obviously a more qualified lead to get on the calendars. Now, there is a caveat that I want to share with you guys. We've discussed the 6 ways, but there's a balance that you need, right? Because lead volume and close rates, they're almost inverted. They're almost inverted on a curve. The more leads you bring, the lower the barrier of entry to generate leads, generate calls, the least likely these leads will convert. And the more qualification to get on the call, the more likely these leads will convert. So higher will be your close rate. So there's obviously if you were to map it out on a graph, there's like a diminishing returns somewhat, right? There's only so much qualification you can do to get at a specific close rate that works for you and your business, right? And for the market that you're in. So you got to balance these out. But how do you combat lowering your qualifications and maintaining your close rates, maintaining your sales? 2 ways that I want to share with you guys. The first one is having multiple offers. Most people, they just have one offer and one downsell, and that's it. If you had 5 downsells, if you had 6 downsells, how much likely would you be to get a conversion on that call than 2 downsells? It's a matter of possibilities and probabilities. Is it more probable that someone is going to say no on the second downsell or the sixth, the fifth, right? There's always people want to buy, but there's always something that they want to buy that maybe not be your main product in your downsell. They may not have the financials, they may not trust you enough. It may not even be what they want in the first place. So you gotta have more offers in a way where it allows your sales team to play with the numbers, right? They can try to go for the higher price item if they don't qualify financially or if they don't want it. You can try to downsell all the way like to, a $400, $500 program, which you got the sale, right? So your onboarding, your customer support, your renewals, that's when like you can ascend them, right? To make sure that this sale wasn't like you just got the sale and that's it, bye. That is going to help you increase the number of leads that you generate and maintain a close rate. Another thing that it's going to help you do that, I've posted a video about the segmentation system that you can apply in 5 minutes on your Insta sales team. That if you have your best closers, imagine on your form, you have 3 different booking pages, and these booking pages, they are broken down into different redirects based on the information the person answered on the form. Maybe willingness to invest, or how much money they have, or what's their level of commitment. Whatever segment you want to do, I typically do financial. You're going to be able to redirect the most financially qualified leads to your top performing closers, and the least financially qualified leads that maybe sometimes you wouldn't even have a call, to ramp up new reps, because then they can get more reps, they can dial in the pitch, and guess what? The close rates on these segments is going to be lower, but you're going to make money still. So I much rather make something out of nothing than nothing, right? So if you have, let's say, a bottom of the barrel leads that are not even sending on the call, consider implementing a segmentation system that I've shared on the channel to ramp up new reps and have those reps not burn through good quality leads, and also have a, I don't like this term, but it's like a carrot they can chase, because they start at the bottom of the barrel. They can get to the best leads and make more money and work less and just say they're the best, because salespeople, they have like a ego, right? They like to say they're closing. They like to say they are the best. So you got to give them an opportunity to do that, to win, right? So that's that. That's the 6 ways you can generate higher quality leads on your funnel. And knowing this balance here between close rates and lead volume, lead quality, it's going to allow you to implement these two strategies of having multiple offers and segmenting your leads so that you can kind of balance off this trend and just try to like make the curve. I don't know how to say this, but you know what I mean. Like if you had a curve here of like quantity of leads, quality versus like close rate, you would probably like try to minimize the downtrend that you would see there. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, comment something. If you didn't enjoy, comment something as well. Just give me engagement. And I hope I see you around. And if you implement this strategy, it's gonna make a lot of money. So thanks for watching and have a great day.